Hey there, gang. It is time for another unboxing video, and this time we are picking up right where we left off yesterday. It's the same box. We're finishing out the second half of that box. It's pretty much all Silver Age Marvel and DC, so if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghalla. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So yeah, like I said, we are picking up right where we left off. So if it seems like this video starts right in the middle of the action, that's because, in fact, it does. And I do make reference many times through the second half of this box to the first half. That is yesterday's video once again, so I have put a link to that in the description below if you've happened upon this video and not seen that first half. But otherwise, let's not waste any time. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment away, do all the groovy things, and let us now yoicks and away. Aquaman. Issue number 17, by now with Mira as a regular part of the cast. Mystery in Space. And it's funny, you can't see this bug's head, and I guess it's because it's a firefly, so we just get a great big picture of its ass. It reminds me of the joke, what's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits your windshield? Its ass. And speaking of iconic covers, here is Green Lantern number 31. That is a very popular cover. Wonder Woman number 125. We've spoken before about the purple covers and how Erwin Donenfeld, through his sales charts at DC, had sort of decided that purple covers sold better. But Wonder Woman, being a girl, gets pink. And look who's fighting over her. Not only Steve, but Merman and Amoeba Man. So this is like, who was the Norm Macdonald character on the Orville? Yaflitz or something like that? That's what makes me, that makes me think of. Here is another pinkish, magenta-ish Wonder Woman cover with Dinosaur on an Escalator. That is the name of my, it's the new name of my alt-rock college band, Dinosaur on an Escalator. Batman Annual number 6. Here's that goofy Batman cover we've talked about recently. I don't know. And the famous Infantino hands all over this issue, 352. Here's 354. 355. Here's another one of the Knave from Krypton, Adventure 320. This one. Now, when I went through this box the first time, I audibly gasped at this. We don't see this that often, and when we do, it's in pretty low grade. And this one, well, on the surface at least, it looks pretty nice. It's got a little mess here, so it's probably like a 5.5 maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out when I sit down to grade it. But this is the first appearance of Starboy that we were talking about earlier. And this is only about the 5th or 6th appearance of the Legion at all. And again, it's just in one panel that the Legion appears. But they established that Starboy is a member, and he will indeed later become a full-fledged member. This is actually a good story. And the other thing about this that you may not know, this story is what's called a twice-told tale. Back in the days when it was presumed that comic book readership turned over every 3 to 5 years, turned over completely, you could count on your readers not having read or seen a story that had been published 6 or 7 years earlier. Because there were no trade paperback collections, there was no internet for people sharing. I mean, you read it, you bought a comic book, you read it, you threw it away. 5 or 6 years later, you could pretty much tell the same story. And that's what happens here. And Mort Weisinger was notorious for this. He was an active editor. He would feed his writers plots, but often he was feeding them plots from old stories and just taking credit for them as his idea. And so he likely fed this to, I'm not sure if this was Otto Binder or Jerry Siegel or who wrote this one. I'd have to look it up. I should know it off the top of my head. I did know it at one time, I'm sure, but I'm old and I forget things. But anyway, there was a character called Mars Boy who appeared in a few early Superboy stories and in an adventure comic story around the same time. And Mars Boy, who was obviously from Mars, there was a story, Lena Lang and the Boy from Mars or something like that. And this story is almost beat for beat an exact retelling of that story, except instead of Mars Boy, it features this then new character of Starboy. And this girl's name is Cynthia with a Z, and that's her only appearance. So, I don't know why that was important, but I just felt the need to point it out. And this is actually the first appearance of Dev M. It was a two-parter, 287 and 288, and that is his first appearance. Here is, I believe, the one and only annual for Superboy during the Silver Age. And again, you've got that same cover motif. Here it is again on 80-page giant number 10. Blowing through some more. The 8 Impossible Missions. This was a test of the Legion to see who was worthy to become the new leader. And as it turns out, again, spoiler, it was Saturn Girl. And so she actually won her second term as leader. And if you don't know, Saturn Girl was the first female team leader in all of superhero comics. This is an early Jim Shooter story. It's part 2 of his first published story that started in issue 346. Issue 348 with Dr. Regulus was the first one he actually wrote. And again, Jim Shooter was only about 14 years old at this time. So pretty amazing. But that's Karate Kid. That's just his second appearance. Karate Kid, Pharaoh Lad, Princess Projecta, and Nemesis Kid all made their first appearance in the previous issue. And again, this is that same trope that one of us is a traitor. Only in this case, they did the switcheroo by having the one everyone thought was a traitor not be the traitor. Here's the first appearance of Lightning Lass. Again, we saw one of those just a moment ago. An Archie comic book, Life with Archie number 31. Special read bonus book-length novel. Rough, tough, but fair enough. Looks like they're at the World's Fair to me. Here's another issue of The Atom, number 27. This one does have a villain in it. The Panther, looking very much like the Black Panther, but he's actually a White Panther. With such cute little ears. Look at them cute little ears. A cute little kitty cat. Another kitty cat. And usually with these Atom covers, we say, well, just grow to your normal height, and that terror won't be a problem for you anymore. But look. I think that's Dr. Ivo. He's got Adam's belt, so he can't. He's stuck at that size. The man in the Ion mask, not iron, but Ion. That's the Atom number 25. Here's another Fly issue, Adventures of the Fly. Not sure what issue number that is. Now this is cool because if you watched my recent monthly haul video, I talked about the new issue, the new series World of Krypton by Robert Venditti. And I had marveled at the splash page on that apparently Venditti did his homework. He was using these characters, this beast here, this what's it called? The Thought Monster. That's it. From the secret scarlet jungle of Krypton. But he had some thought monsters there, and so he had done his homework, and this is actually first appearance of that thought monster. Ba-dum, ba-dum. So it just cracks me up. Big old TV screen for a head. What is this? Superboy number 108. And here's another trope. Every other issue had the secret of the second super sun. This is in super nice condition. This is probably a 7.75 maybe. Could be an 8. I don't know. Like I said, I'll know when I sit down to do the actual grading. But this is Lois Lane number 53, or more completely, Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 53. Here's Action Comics. Superman looks like he's about to tunnel his way out in his pink prison garb. Kind of a busy cover here on 341. These juvenile delinquents from Alpha Centauri, Ziggy and Zaggy, they appeared a couple of times. I think they tried to make regular characters out of them, but it just kind of didn't take. They're sort of the Zan and Jaina of their time. Here's DC's Wonder Man, a little different than Marvel's Wonder Man, but look, he's showing up Superman. Here is Superman going toe-to-toe with a caveman under a red sun, so he's got no powers. The caveman somehow has found Superman's costume and put it on. Oh my goodness. These background characters crack me up, like the chubby caveman. And the hot cave girl. Somehow I think that in actual cave people times, you wouldn't have seen many chubby cavemen, and I'm betting that the cave girls were not all dolled up. This one's got an arrival date stamped on it, and also it looks like a store name or a town name. And I looked at this last time, and it's looks like it says Cravenhurst. So I don't know. Whatever state you live in, is there any place called Cravenhurst? Cravenhurst sounds like the evil, foreboding, haunted mansion that the kids would visit. But I don't know. That's what it is. Here's Superman 188. The school for Superman assassins. Well, boys, I don't think you're going to do it that way. You're going to have to take a new tact. World's Finest Comics number 124. That's a groovy looking alien right there. Look at that. Here is World's Finest number 133. Beast of the Supernatural. Number 135. He took away the color, the menace of the future man. And issue 149. Now this next one, it looks like the boss noticed this and put a note on it, because maybe he was afraid I wouldn't notice it. But this is a Canadian price variant of Amazing Spider-Man 267. That's what the note says anyway. Transformers, number 7. More than meets the eye. Transformers. Flash. Now, I could comment about how batshit crazy the Flash covers were. I mean, look at this with the swapped bodies. I mean, that definitely makes you want to pick that issue up and see what the hell that story's all about. But what really gets my attention is these holes right here. And we saw one or two of these in the last unboxing that we did, if you watch that video. And this looks to be either pellet gun or BB holes. And you can see those. What the hell is this? There's another thing. I'll have to keep an eye out. Maybe that Transformers was a Canadian price as well. But you can see those holes go all the way through the book. It's not like a hole all the way through, but the impact did damage enough that it tore every page all the way through the book. So some little hellion, some little Ralphie, got a Red Ryder range rifle for Christmas, and the first thing he did was used his comic books for target practice, or maybe his younger brother's comic books. I'm not sure. But that's too bad, because when you try to, it's in pretty decent shape. It's, you got some issues here. I think we're going to see another one here in a few minutes. It's in really nice shape, but for the bullet holes. And the problem is that when you try and read it, the pages will not stick together, but the inside pages, that damaged, the paper's folded over, and so it's hard to get them apart without creating more damage. There's an 80-page giant. As I said, the format would carry over into the regular series. So if it had stayed a regular series 80-page giant, this would have been number 27, but it's not. It's Batman number 185. Tales of Suspense. Is this the first appearance of the Mandarin? I'm not sure. It's an early one anyway. But this is a United Kingdom version. No date. And then this is a sticker. This 10 pence or 10D. The D stands for pence, because English people are weird. But this 10 sticker, it's actually printed, it has a 9 on it. And I know that because in the last box we saw some of these, and on one of them that sticker had fallen off. It just had kind of the residue from the back of it. And there's a 9D under there. So I don't know if some outlet wanted to charge a penny more, or maybe this was sold in the back issue market at some point. But it wouldn't bother me much. I don't know about you, but if I had a chance to get a fairly decent copy of Tales of Suspense number 50, I'm not going to sweat that price sticker. It's fairly unobtrusive. Here is kind of a beat-up copy of Strange Tales number 84, 9D. So this is, in fact, a British copy. But this is one of those precursors or prototype issues that, or people claim that anyway, because the character's name is Magneto and he has magnetic powers. But that's as far as the similarities go with the Magneto that you and I know. Conan the Barbarian number 3. There's some nice Barry Windsor Smith art in there. This is rough, but even rough, it's kind of worth having. This is probably only a 1.5 or a 1.8. Probably 1.5. But this is the first Spider-Man issue by John Romita. You know, these days we sort of have it in our heads that, you know, the Ditko Golden Age, the early years of Spider-Man was years, plural, as in 3 or 4 or 5. But Ditko really only did the first 38 issues. That's all. The complete run of the Steve Ditko Spider-Man. And then John Romita took over after Ditko quit with issue 39. Here's Amazing Spider-Man number 85, 84, and that's some Kingpin action. Electro and number 82. The Lizard and Human Torch in number 77. Spidey being sad in number 75. More Kingpin in 69. That one's a little beat up. Crisis on Campus number 68. Mysterio. I don't know what is written here. This has a UK price stamp, and it looks like 1/- I think that's a full pound. So probably this was sold in the back issue market with that stamp. I'm not sure. And it looks like says 103. I don't know what that's all about. Here's another Mysterio, number 66. And let's grab some more. Let's do it. Let's keep on going. There's a Medusa, some kind of a Lucy orange red hair, but red nonetheless. Here's the real redhead, Mary Jane Watson, issue 59. And this issue is special. This is actually the first cover appearance of Mary Jane, so that's pretty neat. Here's Kazar. I say Kazar. Some people get mad at me for saying it that way, but that's how I've always said it. I'm too old to stop now. And this is Zabu. Not Sabu with an S. Sabu was a jungle boy. Zabu with a Z is a saber-toothed jungle tiger. Doc Ock, this book's beat up. Holy crap. J. Jonah, 52. The Lizard in 45. More Lizard. That's a rough-looking copy of number 44. There's the Rhino on a rampage in number 43. Who the hell is this guy? I don't know. 42. 97. This is part of the famous drug story, the 3-part drug story that failed to get approval from the Comics Code Authority, so you see no CCA stamp here. It does have, though, a British price stamp on it. And that looks like it says 5 pence. Probably also sold in the back issue market that way. This one also has 5 pence. Now, I don't know what the TNP is. Is the TNP the name of a store, or does that mean something in the British economy? I don't know. But TNP, 5 pence. And it's a P, not a D. So I don't know why they would sometimes be a P and sometimes a D, and they both meant pence. I've had some people try in the comments to explain to me the British monetary system, and I've understood some things, but there are still other things that I'm like, I don't get it. It's like every time I read P.G. Woodhouse and he describes a cricket game, I'm like, I really don't know what's going on here. I'm going to have to see a cricket game live and in person at some point before I die. That's on the bucket list. But anyway, no CCA stamp. That's the first part of that drug story. And this is the last part of this box. This is the last stack. So here's the Beetle in issue 94 and the retelling of Spidey's origin. There's the Prowler in number 93. Iceman in 92. The Death of Captain Stacy. See, he's all blacked out here. And that's not because it's Vinnie Coletta or Tex Blaisdell. Tex Blaisdell, his motto was, when in doubt, black it out. But this was to kind of keep the mystery from the reader as to who is dead here. Oh no. And we've got that 5 pence stamp again. Doc Ock in number 89. Just the Tentacles in number 88. Here's an early Avengers story, and this anatomy in Hercules is just really weird to me, but it is what it is. Issue 49 of the Avengers, with Magneto pulling the strings. Kind of a busy cover, but a fun cover nonetheless, with the second appearance of the Red Guardian, who, spoiler, would die. Here's some more Hercules action, number 39. The Living Laser makes an appearance in number 34. The Serpent Squad, or whatever they were called, in 32. And again, we've still got those UK price stamps on here. Number 31. Number 18. That's a pretty nice looking early issue there. Look at that. Even earlier, number 17, with kind of a different style of stamp here. 10 pence. And I don't know what the 4 indicates at the top of that. And last but not least, the last book in the box, Avengers number 55. And it looks to me like the camera's still running, so we got through it that time. Hooray, hurrah, hoo-ho. So let's get Pennywise's little balloon here. Doesn't want to stay in there. I'm going to have to tape it or something. But, oh well. Anyway. Until next time. I hope you had fun. Hope you had fun this time. And until next time, goodbye, good luck, and please, booga, 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 booga. Be good to each other.